Hey guys, Brett here with Custom Offsets. Got another episode of Lifts and Levels for you. This is going to be a SUPERLIFT 6-inch kit for 2015 to 2019 F-150s. There's the man whose truck it's going on right there. He wears flip-flops all the time.
Can't wait.
So, 6-inch SUPERLIFT kit. This is going to be the Bilstein one, not the standard shock version. So we got the two Bilstein shocks here, which are built for SUPERLIFT specifically. So first things first, we'll start out with the, I gotta move everything. We'll start out with the rear box and just get some measurements going for you guys. As you know, this is a Ford, it's a 2-pin block. And so the rear blocks on this baby, you're gonna measure about 4 3/4 inches. Are you just gonna measure it now?
Yeah.
So we have to do it later?
Yeah.
So 4 3/4 of lift in the rear, combined with the 2 inches of rake from the factory. So it'll give you about 6 3/4 inches. So it'll sit a little higher than the front of the truck, probably about 3/4 of an inch. Moving on, we got our front differential drops, which are these babies right here. And let's see, those are gonna measure about 4.5 inches. My suspicions is most everything else is gonna be around 4.5 inches because they do have a 4.5 inch lift kit as well. So this is pretty much going to be the 4.5 inch lift kit. And then they have larger strut spacers to give you about 6 inches of lift. And my guess is that's what we're gonna see here. So moving on to the strut spacers, we got the strut spacers going on this thing, and those are going to measure about 5.5 inches. Remember, that number does not necessarily equate to the amount of lift because there's a lot of other factors involved when it comes to lift provided by a strut spacer, such as how much the lower control arms are dropped, etc. They do include a skid plate for when the front differential is lowered down. That's what this is going to be. These are some more. Oh, these are going to be the actual differential drops here, whereas these pieces up here are actually going to be part of the sway bar drops, and they will bolt to the lower control arm cross members as well. So looking at these for the differential drop, yeah, it's going to be a rough measurement here, about 4.5 inches of drop here as well. So you'll see that theme kind of continue on everywhere with this kit. And then moving on to the cross members, we got the front cross member here, the rear cross member as well. And I know SUPERLIFT is going to be coming out with a new style cross member and actually a totally new finish. As you can see, this is a gloss black finish that they use now. But they will be coming out with a new finish. I believe it's going to be more of a textured semi-gloss or almost like a flat finish with the laser cut emblem. As you'll see, they don't even put their nameplate on here right now. They actually give it to you separately and then you rivet on the nameplate. Not sure how I really feel about that, but let's see what the cross members are going to measure here as well. So those are going to measure 4.5 inches as well. The front and the rear are going to be both the same. And then the last piece of the puzzle really is going to be these new knuckles here, which are these quite large knuckles, as you can see. And those are going to replace the factory knuckles. They're going to help with the ball joint angles and the tie rod angles and everything like that. And that's really about it. Oh, I guess one of the things to mention is this front drive shaft spacer, which is a machine from aluminum actually. Actually, on most of the F-150 kits, it is machined from aluminum. And then some bump stop relocation brackets for the rear of the truck. And also for the rear, we got new U-bolts. I know some SUPERLIFT kits a while back were coming with unfinished U-bolts. It looks like they've now started using a powder-coated U-bolt or some kind of a finish on there, which is nice. And we're gonna go ahead and start getting this thing installed now.
What's going on, guys? Brad's gone again, so I'm back. We're gonna go through this thing for the final lifts and levels here, show you what we got installed. So if you remember from the beginning, this is a 6-inch SUPERLIFT on the 2017 F-150 here. We'll just start in the front and we'll work our way back. You see front and rear drop cross members. This is going to be like all the other Ford kits, just a spacer on top of the strut. And keep in mind, everything's at full droop, so yeah, the control arm's really close, but once it gets on the ground, Keaton will get you some shots to see what it actually looks like. We got the sway bar drop back here and diff drop here. And it does come with a new skid plate for underneath the diff. Pretty straightforward. You'll see they got a nice gloss finish on these SUPERLIFT kits. And here's our nice new lift knuckle, so we get a lot of height out of here. No modification to the CV axles or the tie rod ends, because Ford doesn't do any of that fun stuff like the Chevys do. So it's a pretty straightforward kit. We got a brake line drop bracket back here. So let's go see some more cool stuff in the back. Back here, you know, pretty straightforward again. We got a tapered fabricated block, some new U-bolts. That's where you get your height out of. And then SUPERLIFT has their upgrade to the Bilstein shocks. So he's going to be a lot of on-road use with this thing, minimal off-road. So these Bilsteins are going to give him an awesome ride there. So that's everything for the 15 and up F-150s here. So come on out and get yourself SUPERLIFT. I believe they're on sale.